Have you ever wondered, can drinking cold water raise your blood pressure? Today, we'll listen to the everyday story of Frank, a 62-year-old man from Texas, to understand how something that seems so harmless might actually affect heart health in older adults.
My name is Frank. I'm 62 years old, and I live in Dallas, Texas, where summer feels like the devil turned the heat all the way up. Some days it hits 105 degree pounds, and when that happens, I just want to open the fridge, pour myself a tall glass of ice water, and gulp it down. Nothing hits better. Especially after mowing the lawn, I get so parched that cold water feels like a lifesaver. But lately, I've noticed something strange. On some days, after drinking ice water, I start to feel a bit lightheaded. My head tightens up, and my heart starts pounding faster than usual. There was one time I even had to sit down for a while just to feel okay again. Thing is, I've had high blood pressure for a few years now, and I've been taking my medication regularly. My wife said, "You keep chugging ice water like that, it might not be good for your heart." I always figured cold was refreshing, right? I even asked my family doctor once, and he vaguely said, "Try to avoid sudden cold shocks," but didn't explain much beyond that. So now I'm worried. Could this habit I thought was harmless actually be making things worse? I really want to know. Is drinking cold water, especially ice water, dangerous for someone like me with high blood pressure? Or is it just coincidence? If it is something I need to stop doing, then I'll change it right away. I'm not trying to mess around with my health.
Hello, Frank, and to everyone watching this video who's ever wondered the same thing. Drinking cold water might seem like a simple, harmless act, but in reality, it can have a surprising effect on your circulatory system, especially for those living with high blood pressure. Let's break down what really happens inside your body when you take a sip of ice-cold water. 1. What happens when cold water enters your body? As soon as cold water touches the lining of your mouth, throat, and stomach, your body senses the sudden temperature drop. That triggers your sympathetic nervous system, your body's fight or flight response. It interprets the cold as a threat and immediately signals your blood vessels to constrict in order to retain heat. This process is called peripheral vasoconstriction, and it increases blood pressure. In healthy individuals, this reaction is usually mild and temporary. But for someone with high blood pressure, where the cardiovascular system is already under strain, even a small spike in vascular pressure can lead to dizziness, tension headaches, or a general sense of discomfort. 2. The stress response ramps up. Your heart feels it too. Cold shocks like this can also cause a slight increase in heart rate. For younger, healthier folks, this isn't usually a big deal. But if you already have high blood pressure, your heart is already working harder to pump through narrower vessels. Add a sudden increase in heart rate, and your heart gets even more stressed. Over time, this repeated strain isn't doing your cardiovascular health any favors. And here's the key takeaway. Cold water doesn't cause high blood pressure, but it can worsen the symptoms if you already have it. 3. Older bodies are more sensitive to temperature shifts. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at regulating temperature. Blood vessels lose elasticity, nerve reflexes slow down, and the heart isn't quite as resilient as it once was. That means even a small change, like drinking ice water, can cause a stronger than expected reaction. If you've ever felt your heart race, experienced mild dizziness, or had a tight, tense sensation after drinking something cold, it's not your imagination. It's your body saying, "I don't like this cold shock." To sum it up, cold water activates the sympathetic nervous system and causes blood vessels to constrict, which can briefly raise blood pressure. Older adults have a more sensitive circulatory system and are more likely to feel discomfort from cold drinks. While cold water won't cause hypertension, it can definitely aggravate it, especially if you already have heart or blood pressure issues. Now that we've looked at what happens inside your body when drinking cold water, Let's talk about the real-world impact, especially if you take blood pressure medication or have a history of heart problems. 1. Blood pressure fluctuations. The silent threat. The issue isn't drinking cold water once in a while. It's when it becomes a daily habit. Every time you drink iced or very cold water, your blood pressure may spike slightly for a few minutes. If that happens 4 or 5 times a day, every day, you end up with a blood pressure pattern that's constantly up and down. That's dangerous. Many cardiologists refer to this as dangerous BP variability, a form of unstable blood pressure that, over time, can weaken blood vessel walls and raise the risk of stroke, heart attack, or heart failure. 2. Symptoms that often go unnoticed. Older adults often blame dizziness or headaches on weather, lack of sleep, or simply getting old. But subtle symptoms after drinking cold water might actually be vascular reactions. Here are some signs to watch for: feeling lightheaded or off balance a few minutes after drinking ice water, headaches that feel like pressure in the forehead or throbbing at the temples, faster heartbeat or a fluttering sensation for no clear reason, a cold, tight feeling in your chest, throat, or stomach after drinking. If you've experienced any of these but never connected them to cold drinks, this might be the time to reconsider your habits. 3. For those with heart disease. The effects can be more serious. If you already have a heart condition, such as heart failure, coronary artery disease, or arrhythmias, cold water can act as a mild but dangerous trigger. Sudden blood vessel constriction raises blood pressure, forcing the heart to work harder. And every episode adds strain to an already compromised heart. In more severe cases, drinking cold water after exercise or when sweating heavily can cause localized hypothermia, disrupting your electrolyte balance. This can lead to irregular heartbeat, chest discomfort, shortness of breath, or even emergency hospitalization. 4. That cool feeling can be misleading. One thing to clarify: cold water doesn't cool your body more effectively than room temperature water. The icy sensation is just on the surface. Your mouth and throat feel cool, but your core temperature isn't actually reduced. Many people wrongly believe ice water helps cool them down faster, but the body often reacts in reverse. It constricts blood vessels to preserve heat, making your cardiovascular system work harder, not easier. Summary. Key points. Regularly drinking cold water causes unstable blood pressure fluctuations that are harder to manage. Symptoms like dizziness or headaches after ice water should not be ignored. People with heart conditions or older adults face higher health risks from this daily habit. After learning about the potential effects of cold water, you may be asking yourself, so, do I have to stop drinking cold water altogether, even when it's scorching hot outside? Here's the good news. You don't have to completely give up cold water. The key isn't to avoid it entirely, but to know how, when, and how much to drink wisely. 1. Prioritize room temperature or lightly cool water. Think of it this way. Instead of pouring straight from the fridge, let your water sit at room temperature or use an insulated bottle without ice. Want that cool feeling? Add a few slices of cucumber or mint leaves. These offer a natural cooling effect without shocking your circulatory system. If it's truly hot and you need something cold, let the ice melt a bit before drinking. Don't chug it while it's ice cold. 2. Sip slowly. Small sips, not big gulps. Whether the water is cool or cold, how you drink it matters. Drinking too quickly, especially when overheated or dehydrated, can trigger sudden blood vessel constriction. Take your time. Sip slowly, pause, and listen to your body. If you feel lightheaded, chilled, or anxious, that's your cue to stop and switch to something warmer. 3. Avoid cold water right after exercise, sun exposure, or intense stress. These are moments when your blood vessels are wide open to help regulate body heat. Dumping icy water into your system during this time can cause your blood vessels to constrict too fast, leading to chest tightness, dizziness, or temporary blood pressure spikes. Instead, try this. Rest for a few minutes after physical activity. Wipe off sweat and let your body return to balance. Then drink lightly cool water, or an electrolyte drink if you've been sweating heavily. 4. Listen to your body. Don't ignore the small signs. Some people with high blood pressure are highly sensitive to temperature changes. While some feel fine after drinking cold water, others might feel dizzy right away. Your body is an amazing expert. Learn to listen to it. If you tend to feel headaches, lightheadedness, heart palpitations, or even just off after drinking cold water, that's your body's way of saying, time to switch up your hydration routine. 5. Smart alternatives to cold water, still refreshing, still delicious, and better for your blood pressure. Lightly chilled water. Let it sit out for 30 minutes after removing from the fridge. Cucumber and mint water, naturally cooling and hydrating. Cooled chamomile or herbal teas help with relaxation and support healthy blood pressure. Light lemon water, no ice, adds vitamin C and supports blood vessel function. Summary of Part C. You don't need to cut cold water entirely, but do adjust how you drink it. Sip slowly and avoid it when your body is hot or after heavy activity. Prioritize lightly cooled drinks or herbal infusions that support heart and vessel health. 3. Summary and final advice. 200 words. So we've walked through what seemed like a simple question. Does drinking cold water affect high blood pressure? And found that the answer is a lot more nuanced than we might think. Cold water isn't the villain, but for those living with high blood pressure, it can sometimes trigger unwanted responses, like temporary spikes in blood pressure, dizziness, headaches, or post-drink fatigue. The good news? You don't have to give up cold water entirely. Just approach it with a bit more care. Choose lightly cool water instead of ice cold. Sip slowly, in small amounts and at the right times. Pay attention to how your body reacts and adjust as needed. These simple adjustments could be one of the best gifts you give your heart and blood vessels. Good health doesn't require sacrificing comfort, just understanding your body and responding wisely.
Have you ever felt something unusual after drinking cold water? Or maybe you have your own tip for cooling down without affecting your blood pressure. Feel free to share your experience in the comments below. I'd truly love to hear your story. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more practical, easy-to-understand health tips made just for folks our age. Good health doesn't wait for the perfect time, and sometimes the smallest changes today can lead to a healthier tomorrow.